Yo, I'm DJ Ollie from Direct Recordings, Innovation, Pressure Front, and this is dnbmuzik.com. When I first got into it, it wasn't the drum and bass scene, it was the rave scene. So when I left school, I'm a little bit older than I look. When I left school, the whole rave scene was just kicking off, and it was everywhere, like in newspapers, raves, on the radio. Kiss FM was just sort of kicking off, and you had people like Colin Dale, Colin Favour, Steve Jackson, all them people sort of pushing the rave kind of sound. And we started going to clubs, me and my friends, and then me and my brother got a set of decks, and I'm still doing it now. I went to music college, and when I left there, I couldn't get a job in any studios that paid any money. And I was a regular customer at Mickey Finn's Biting Back record shop, and the guy that was working there at the time decided to leave, and I was just happened to be in the right place at the right time, and I started work the next day. Never met Mickey before, literally met him first day on the job, and I never looked back. Never had a day off sick just because I enjoy what I do now. Back in the day, like, I got into the scene through the record shop really. I was getting bookings before that at local parties, but to be in the scene, you had to be in the record shop every day, meeting people. All the promoters would pass through, all the people dropping off flyers, all the ticket sellers, they'd all come in the record shop. Even the local punters who were buying records, they were all putting on their own little parties as well. And of course, I was there selling tickets to everyone, so you're on the front line. It was like the original social network being in record shops. Like, you got to meet everyone. Nowadays it's all on Facebook, on Twitter, and you never actually meet people face to face. But back then everything was a lot more local. You had a community-based system. It wasn't a conscious decision to go and start working for Innovation. As I said, I was working with Mickey, or for Mickey in his record shop, and Lloyd, who owns Innovation and was co-owner of Innovation with Mickey at the time, bought into the record shop. And back in that time, record sales were starting to decline, and I found myself with not as much to do on a daily basis, and they needed someone to help out with more of the admin side of things, sending out CD packs and things like that. So I kind of became involved like that. And then when the whole Innovation in the Sun thing started off, originally to book up, everything was a little bit of paper on the back of the flyer. You had to fill out the form and then post it to us with a check. And of course that's a lot of man hours, so I started off entering all the data into a computer off these little mail order forms and sending it to Lloyd, and that was pretty much the basis of what I'm doing now. But we've just taken the whole thing and streamlined it. It's all online, and so I'm pretty much doing the same job, but just a development of it. I did take a year out from the whole music thing. I could see the record shop was pretty much on its way out, and at the time all I could think was, I've got to pay the bills, I've got to do this. So a friend of mine just said, do you want to come and do a bit of decorating? And it was a lot better money than I was on. And I'll be honest, money isn't my main motivation. If you're going to be in this industry, don't make money your motivation. You've got to do it because you love it. But for a year I had to take time out and just try something different. And it was enjoyable, but it was hard work. And Lloyd rang me up out of the blue one day and just said, listen, we need someone to come and work in the office full time. The guy we've got there is struggling. Come back and help. And that was 9-10 years ago, and I've been there ever since. So people see, oh, you're a promoter, you work for one of the biggest promoters in the game, you fly around the world, and they think that's a glamorous job. But I'll be honest, it's not. 90% of my time is stuck in an office in Romford on my own, answering people's phone calls, and they're a little bit whingy, and it can be real soul destroying, it really can be. But at the same time, I put a lot of hours in, I do a lot of hard work, so when I do get to Spain or Amsterdam, or if we're doing events in London, I won't have to work as hard. And to see, especially when you go to Spain, I always take time to go up on the balcony and look down, and when you see 3,000 people there all having a good time, you know that all those hours of hard work you put in and how much fun they're having, it was all worth it, it really was. So I started my own events, Pressure Front, down in Kent. I started for a couple of reasons. Firstly, the scene was kind of getting a bit stagnant. I was just seeing the same 3 DJs on every party around the area, and they weren't, as much as I love those guys, it wasn't inspiring me to go out anywhere. I was seeing the flyers and ended up on a Friday night thinking, oh, I'll go to the next one, I won't bother. And also, given all my experience from doing the innovation parties, I thought, if I can take all the experience I've got from doing the big things and make them smaller, then we could have a real good night on our hand. And over the years I've been to some wicked like legendary club nights. I was at the Metalhead sessions at Blue Night, I was at AWOL at Ministry, Hanover Grand, and Paradise. I went to the Swerve nights, like, and all of them had the same basis. It was good music, good residents, the best guests you can get. So I found a wicked venue down in Chatham, Mojo's, proper underground vibe to it, wicked sound system, minimal but classy lighting, and I built it from nothing. And it's not a huge night, it's just a really good little club night. We've got a good family vibe down there, and all I can recommend is you come down and check it out. And all I wish for is that every little area had a night like this, just to show something a little bit different. And we don't cover one style of drum and bass, which I think is the mistake a lot of people make, is they try and pigeonhole things to, yeah, this is a jump up night, this is a Shogun Audio night, this is a Ram night. And when I DJ, I don't just play jump up tunes, I don't just play Shogun Audio tunes, I don't just play Ram tunes, I don't just play techie tunes, I play everything. The label I've been running for a long time now, since 2001 I set it up. And again, it's been a platform for music that I like, not necessarily tunes that are huge and not necessarily the club bangers, but just music I like. And the only rule I've got about releasing stuff on there is it's got to be something that I'd play. If I won't play it, doesn't matter how good it is, who it's by, I can't put it out. It's just, I've got to stay true to myself. And maybe financially I might have lost over the years because of that, but you can't do something you don't believe in. And the releases have been sporadic, like I say. It's just as good music comes, as I find it, I'll put it out. But at the moment, I'm quite passionate about it at the moment. Like, I found a few good tunes, and I got a few wicked artists on board. I got Oversight, who is a guy that I used to play with down in Canterbury. He's come with some real good stuff. Stick Bubbly is a guy I met at in Innovation in the Sun a few years ago. He sent me some beats that are wicked. I've just got a tune coming out of his, which is going down really well at the moment. That's coming out on the 25th of May. And then I've got a remix EP in the pipeline as well. So I've got one of my tracks has been remixed by Voltage. I've got Modified Motion and Faction doing a remix of White Dragon, which was originally by Sun Def and New Era. And then a couple of remixes I've had out already by Magistrate and Zen. So that's looking to be a really good EP. Got a new website and just trying to move more into the digital age. And I see a lot of digital labels especially, they will just put out crap every week just to say they've had a release out. And if you're a digital label, you need a good website, you need an online presence, and I'm just trying to put a bit of quality into digital music because there is a real lack of it at the moment. Plans for the future, pretty much just to continue what I'm doing. Like, I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, so I'll be honest, I'll never be at the top of the flyers, I'll never be at the bottom of the flyers, but I've seen a lot of people come and I've seen a lot of people go, so my theory is I'm on the right track. If I just keep doing what I'm doing, it's all about longevity. And I'm in a lucky position that when I go and play for a promoter, I get asked back again. I get the repeat bookings, which is, you couldn't ask for anything more as a DJ. And I'm still getting the crowds reacting to me, so happy days. I'll be honest, I'm loving it more than ever right now, I really am. And that rolls over into everything. The club nights, I'm really enjoying doing them. Just the feedback I get from them. I was at a party the other night and it was Pure Science down in Maidstone. I had 10 people come up to me and they said, Ollie, we love what you're doing. Keep doing it. And no one, I've never had that, look, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. I've never had that reaction from anything I've done before. And it just inspires me to keep going. And the label, again, I'm never making a living out of it. It's just an expensive hobby. So why stop now? I'm just going to keep building, and the future's bright. The future's Ollie. This is DJ Ollie, and you have been watching my interview on dnbmuzik.com, right here in the middle of London on the River Thames, the home of jungle music. London, not the Thames. Catch me at www.djollie.com. You can hear me each and every month on the Innovation Podcast. You can catch me bi-monthly on roughtemporadio.com. And if you need to come and find me, just look around.
Time comes for all. Yeah, we murder them can be heard again.